And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bubba and the Bloom, episode 278, your week 27, final week of FAAB preview for the 2025 fantasy baseball season. We'll get to that shortly, but before we do that, you can find me on Twitter at BDentric, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, and on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom, and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at RyanBHQ. Ryan Bloomfield, how we doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good. Quick update for the loyal listeners out there. I know folks were probably up all night thinking about this, but I did find my nail clippers. They were in the kitchen, buried under some stuff. So we are back and we are feeling good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a Thursday, getting towards the end of the week, which is great. The final FAAB, it's bittersweet. It means the season's coming to an end, but I say bittersweet because you and I are already kind of chomping at the bit for 2026. So it's kind of a mixed bag in that regard. It means we can start drafting again. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm doing well. But the end of the week, I could use the weekend because, you're talking about your nails. Out here in this wonderful world I live in, it's been Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were like 98 to 102. On Thursday, today, it was 75 and raining. It's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to be 95 on Saturday.
So Hades has frozen over.
It's literally like Hades right now because it's either insanely hot or muggy and humid and rain and then hot again. It's uncomfortable to say the least.
Yeah. This is a bittersweet evening. I enjoyed the hell out of these FAAB previews. Thank you to everyone who at least listened to at least until the end of the season here. If you're still listening, that means you're probably in the running, or you just like to hear us talk, which, I don't know. But appreciate everyone who has reached out saying they enjoy these. We've enjoyed the hell out of them. If they've helped you, let us know. Either leave a review, leave something on the YouTube comments for this or the podcast comments. Let us know. We always like to kind of hear that stuff. If we helped you kind of bring home some hardware for the year, that's ultimately why we decided to do this type of episode every week for 27 weeks. We did miss one this year, didn't we? Couldn't pull off 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, it was trade deadline. Remember, because I was in Buffalo and you were in Disney or something.
Disneyland. Yep, that's right. We did miss one whole one, but hey, not too shabby, all things considered. So
yep,
not too bad. All right, we have a couple tidbits of news and notes here. Nothing too crazy. Thank you, Brandon Smith. We got. First Pitch Arizona is coming up here. First Pitch Arizona golf. We still have some openings left, I believe, Ryan, at Dobson Ranch.
Always. Yeah, I'm gonna start pairing up tee times probably in like 3 weeks. So if you want a spot in the Bubba and the Bloom Invitational, the fourth one, golf's fifth major, Ryder Cup next weekend, whatever. It's really the Bubba and the Bloom Invitational everyone's looking forward to. We will have spots available. So just let me know. Email, either DM one of us on social media, or if you don't have social media, email the show, bubbabbloompod@gmail.com, and we'll get you.
Yep, we'll take care of that. And also, we joked about it via Twitter and some other things. We love doing the underdog drafts. The regular season ended last week. If you made it to the finals, that's great. But we kind of like, okay, when's the postseason tournaments? When's it coming? They dropped this week, so that's exciting, which means Tuesday, Ryan, we will do our live draft show where we'll probably draft 2-3 teams, whatever. We'll talk strategy. We'll do some other great stuff. So what else would you like to add? Is Tuesday night, there's really not a whole lot of Bloom boards to be done for the final few days of the season. So we're drafting some underdog postseason.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing the pennant. It's probably like my favorite best ball contest. It'll be a nice just kind of change of pace because you're right. The last Tuesday of the season, I don't know what else we can talk. We could do another schedule show, but we've kind of done that. Did that on Tuesday, doing that tonight, and then next Thursday we're going to do like a final weekend schedule preview show type of thing for the last 3 days. So Tuesday show will be a nice change of pace. We'll have a promo code available if folks have not played Underdog before. We'll have that so you can kind of get your deposit in and start playing with us and enjoy the postseason format. It's my favorite. It's awesome. It's a really good way to still have some skin in the game for the postseason without like totally sweating players and that sort of thing. So you're kind of drafting you're drafting players, but you're also like kind of drafting teams that go to the World Series.
Yes.
So we'll have a bunch more on it on Tuesday's show. It's gonna be fun. Plus, I can't wait to hear you try and your redemption, trying to explain the advanced structure again for baseball.
I'm so good at that. At least we're just talking one tournament, not 6 different ones where they have different advanced structures, and this is just one, which is a plus. But I remember last year we were like texting each other because we had some similarities on our teams that went pretty far, but then a couple other minor things. And I think it was like who was in the World Series last year? I can't even remember now. It was I don't know, but we both had some good mojo working in our advantage, and then they just kind of disappeared at the end. So that was
Dodgers Yankees. So you successfully blocked that out of your head.
Yes,
I don't blame you.
That's why. Now it makes sense. I think I needed the Yankees to do some damage. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right. Some news and notes before we get into the Week 27 FAAB preview. Wilson Contreras heads to the IL with a biceps injury, shoulder strain. They called it a right shoulder strain, so they ended up calling it. He's done for the season. Next year, he'll be first base only, folks. So giddy up on that one. But Wilson Contreras gone. I was thinking about this today, Ryan, with all these like last minute IL guys. We get like 2 a day. It feels like 2, 3, 4 a day.
Yeah.
If you only have like $2 in FAAB, this is gonna suck if you have too many of these guys, because these are easy drops, but you can't drop them. So what's your thoughts on Contreras out of here? Because, well, I have my thoughts, but what's your thoughts on Contreras going?
It's funny, man. Like this is through kind of, so Wilson Contreras started out just horrendous, got hot, got hurt, whatever, through it all. This is the exact same Wilson Contreras season we've had for the last 5 years, pretty much. Home run totals last 5 years for Wilson Contreras, 21, 22, 20, 15, and then 20 this year. He's pretty much hit 260, 250, 260 every single year the last couple of years, and that's ultimately what we're getting with Wilson Contreras. It will suck to not be able to use him at catcher anymore. I don't think really for the rest of his career, unless something crazy happens. So RIP to Wilson Contreras, both 2025 season, but also catcher eligibility. I think in like an indirect way, this helps Jordan Walker is my kind of read on it. You may or may not agree, but like it's musical chairs. Alec Burleson has started the last 2 games at first base, 3 of the last 4 at first base, which opens up a corner spot. And Walker's started the last 2 games and 3 of the last 4, but against lefties and righties in right field. So I don't know if I trust Jordan Walker for the final week of the season. I don't know if I trust Jordan Walker anyway, but he may get a few more starts the rest of the way is kind of all I'm saying.
Yep. No, that pretty much checks out. If you're going to pick anybody to benefit from this, it would be Jordan Walker, because Alec Burleson heading back to first base makes the total sense, as he was there before Wilson took over this season. So it opens up the outfield positions there, and you move around the likes of Jordan Walker and Nathan Church when in certain scenarios and so on and so forth. So yeah, it could definitely mean Jordan Walker time if you're into that. I know you are a Jordan Walker fan. I am not so much. So yes.
I'm not really a Jordan Walker fan.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Jose Quintana heads to the IL with a calf strain, less than 48 hours ago. He was supposed to be pitching this weekend, even with the calf strain. They thought he was fine. It makes sense, though, for a Brewers team that's locked up the postseason. They need a rotation that is healthy heading into the postseason. And honestly, Quintana is probably like their 4 or 5 anyways. Right. So nice bullpen piece, though, a deep piece. Like if you need a quick hook, he can come fill a few innings in. So it is a vital role in the postseason as much as we want to clown on him. The only problem is with Quintana out, you got Mr. 2 first names coming back in the rotation.
That's it. And I don't even know if Patrick Chad is pick upable. Like, I don't know if he's stretched out for this final week. I think his last 2 appearances were 1 inning each. Yes. Pitch an inning on the 14th, pitch an inning on the 16th of September. So it would be very hard. Pitch 4 1/3 back on September 9th. Would be very hard, I think, for Patrick Chad to all of a sudden go 5 and get a win. I think this is just going to be the Brewers doing some kind of bullpen game, getting through 1 game next week where they need to, and get ready for the playoffs. So I'm not interested in picking up Chad Patrick.
Agreed. Yeah, not interested for the fantasy season. Maybe there's something that clicks for some postseason help, but not there. Anthony makes a great comment. He says, how a year ago Tobias Myers was good. Yes, he was really good. I know there's DC teams with Tobias Myers shares on it going, what happened to that guy? Because he looked like he was going to be locked into that rotation for this season. Not so fast. All right, the last bit of news we have here, Jose Soriano to the IL. This was a weird one because as of last night, he left his start on Wednesday with a 107-mile-an-hour fastball hit him in the arm. X-rays were negative. They said he left the game with a contusion on his right arm. The team said he was day-to-day. Well, it turns out he's going to the IL, Ryan, to finish his season. And that means Sam Aldeguerri is joining the rotation, which means nothing good for the pitching side of things. What's your thoughts on this? Is Soriano most innings pitched in a single season for him?
And that's what I think some of this might be, is just like an excuse to kind of end this successful season for Jose Soriano. You're about to be happy in 5 seconds.
It's not Jose Soriano.
Wait,
no, you're right. I'm joking. You're joking. I was thinking of something else. Never mind. Sorry.
God,
you got me distracted.
Most of the time, you're always right. And I'm like, get the wrong team. Damn, I almost got the wrong player.
Am I happy because the crybaby's on TV right now?
We've got bases loaded, Dodgers Giants as we're recording here,
and Bloomfield's ahead of me.
And I'm about 5 seconds ahead of Bubba, so it's really, this could be a good show.
Yeah, Dave Roberts is already crying. Have to rock him to bed.
We can move on. I mean, there's no Sam Aldeguerri. No, I think Jose Soriano, this is just a way for them to shut him down and get ready for next year. It's a big inning spike. Like, there's no reason to throw Soriano out there anymore. And no, do not go pick up Sam Aldeguerri.
Yeah, I agree. And just like Soriano was so good for so long, and you could tell he fell apart towards the end. Like, so it could have been tired, could have been a lot of things. To your point, I'm just agreeing with you because he had a run there where he was really, really strong, and you could start him quite a bit, and that was pretty nice. All right, let's get to it. Week 27, the final week in FAAB. Ryan, what do we get to look forward to this week?
I know StreamYard added like sounds. Should have added like taps to this and just kind of more in the end of FAAB. What we have this week. So it's an interesting week always. So caveat for this entire schedule and caveat for all of the analysis we're about to give you. We will try and give kind of standings wise how these teams are looking for the final week. Final week is a complete S show, especially the final weekend with starters going next weekend. It's just almost impossible to tell if they're going to go 5 innings. A lot of starters, especially the last day of the season, you just kind of get out of there and it's done. So a lot is up in the air the final week. In terms of schedule, it's interesting. There's no 7-game weeks in the final week. And so I kind of looked at that. There's only 3 games on Monday. So you kind of have 2 lineup days, Monday and Tuesday. And then almost everyone plays on Thursday except for 6 teams. So no 7-game weeks. In terms of our ballparks, the Rays are on the road all week at Baltimore, at Toronto. Our Cincinnati Reds are 3 at home, 3 on the road. Those 3 at home are against Pittsburgh, but Skeens is one of those, so that's a little tricky. The Sacramento A's are at home all week. Yes. 3 lefties, 3 righties. That's not as nice, but the A's are at home all week. And then last but not least, Coors Field. There will be no more Coors Field in 2025. They are on the road at Seattle and at the Giants. So speaking of the Giants, so a little strike out there. Good call.
It's not a strike. It's not a strike.
So yeah, that was a strike.
No,
that was a strike. So that's it. All kinds of playoff races. Like there are some really good races down the stretch. Just a lot of good division races, so we'll see. But that's the big one from fantasy wise. There's no 7-game weeks, a lot of off days on Monday, so you get 2 days to set your lineups.
Yeah, it almost like I'm not going to do it this way, but if you're a real lunatic, it almost makes you want to have a primarily Tuesday guys, just so it makes you can avoid those question marks, I guess. But probably difficult to do when things are all said and done.
Yeah, that's 5D chess, I think.
Yes, and I can barely do 2D chess, so we'll keep it at that. Oh my God, these were not. Oh.
That one I can. That one I can.
Not a strike.
That one I'm with you.
Get tossed.
This is the highest leverage moment of potentially the Giants season, and Bubba's. I would say you're doing a FAAB preview, but really you're just watching the game.
I'm sorry. Okay, Baltimore Orioles. They're going to kick off the week 27, 6 games, 3 at home versus Tampa Bay, 3 at the New York Yankees. That is at least he called that a ball. 2 lefties, 4 righties on the docket here for the Baltimore Orioles, a team that I put a note in the Discord. Your boy Kobe Mayo has actually put it together here of late. You were touting him a while ago, and he's starting to really showcase it. Again, shocker, young player, playing time, things develop along the line here. Oh, my God. The only thing I can imagine I want to throw out there is Adley Rutschman is rehabbing. He could potentially come back next week. Again, I don't know why he let Basayo play the rest of the week. Who cares? But that's the biggest thing. Tyler O'Neill returned. He was playing. It seemed like he's going to play every day. Now it's mainly just lefties again. Who knows how that's going to play out? What do you like here with the – and Jordan Westberg returned as well. So what do you like here with the Baltimore Orioles?
Yeah, I was going to add the Jordan Westberg return. It started all 3 games since he's been back on the IL, so you can obviously activate him or pick him up if he was dropped. Dylan Beavers is the other name. Did you mention Beavers?
No, I did not.
I don't think you did. Yeah. So Dylan Beavers is really the name that I think is he's on fire right now. Some may say hotter than Hades. 53% rostered in NFBC 12-teamers. So playing really against lefties and righties, did sit against a lefty on Thursday, but Dylan Beavers does seem to have a pretty much everyday gig corner outfield for the Orioles. So I would look at adding Dylan Beavers if he's available.
Yeah, I like that call. I dropped him a few weeks back when he wasn't playing well. I picked up Jeremiah Jackson. Now Jeremiah Jackson's still playing okay, but he's quieted down as Beavers has been on fire. I read something from the beat writers. It was about 3 or 4 games ago before Beavers took off again. He basically said, if I don't start playing well, you can bench me. I'm going to shave my head. And he hit homers in 2 straight games. So I think we're good there. Yeah, they're kids, man. Like this is the time of the year when get a look, see how these kids can play is basically what it comes down to. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. Like you talk about the wackiness. Like I know Colton Cowser's been banged up, but he has sat versus 2 lefties. So he's platooning with Tyler O'Neill essentially. So if you have Colton Cowser, keep that in mind because we're talking 2 lefties, 4 righties this week. You might not get a full week of Cowser, which you were getting before Tyler O'Neill came back. That'd be the other kind of part of this I'd throw out there.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't have a whole lot. I want to check the roster rate real quick. So if Tyler Wells is somehow still available, that's unbelievable. But
yeah, that's a good. I mean, he had the ultimate Tyler Wells.
60%. That's pretty open.
Lower. I feel like this time of year everything's lower than we think, especially in these OCs. There's just a lot of
Tampa
dead
Bay.
teams. But...
You jump on that, man. Jump on it.
Yeah, you do. We had the ultimate Tyler Wells line his last start. I think it was like 6 innings, 5 hits and walks, so good whip, but like only 4 Ks. That's just what you're going to get with Tyler Wells. So, yeah.
Real quick, I know this is not me recommending this pitcher, but since we're talking about the ultimate lines, well, Cade Povich, we talked about him on Tuesday, and the Rays stink versus lefty, so you might want to stream Cade Povich. But we joke about, he's going to get you strikeouts. The rest of it's going to be murky. Well, on Thursday evening against the Yankees, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no homers, 4 walks, and 5 Ks. That is a Cade Povich line to AT.
God, yeah.
But to my point, though, is it is a great matchup for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
It really is. So if you're literally just streaming for strikeouts, Povich is a great guy. He might have a chance at a win, so on and so forth. Just the little things the final week of the season brings into play. Plus, he's scheduled to pitch like on Thursday, so you don't have to worry about the weekend shenanigans as well.
That is an advantage for sure.
All right, let's head to the Boston Red Sox, as the Red Sox have 6-3 at Toronto, which is a big series, 3 at home versus Detroit, which could be a big series as well. These are all postseason rights. 6 righties on tap for Boston. Hopefully, we get to see Wilyer Abreu back next week. That would be the biggest takeaway here. He seems like he keeps having setbacks, but he's still coming back. It's always up in the air. Still 88% rostered in 12, so it doesn't matter. But what do you like here with Boston?
Yeah, it would be a good week for Wilyer to come back because it is all 6 righties, and Boston will probably be playing for something at least deep into next week. I'll throw Nathaniel Lowe out there. He's been okay if you need a deep league corner infielder. Deeper leagues, Yoshida's going to play. He's going to DH probably 6 times next week. If who knows how to project batting average over 6 games, but Yoshida at least in the past, has put up some really good batting averages. So if you're bunched in average, you could look at Yoshida. I think he's going to play a bunch with an already week.
Agreed. If you're up for that batting average support, you're good to go there. I don't have a ton else when it comes to the hitting side of things. It's pretty much they should be playing their guys the whole time right about now, as they need all the help they can get they're hanging on by a thread at this point in time. I'll mention in the rotation though, Kyle Harrison's pitching next week against Detroit.
Yeah, and
I don't know how much I love that.
I don't know either because he's starting, but I still think it could be a piggyback situation with Tolley. Yeah. So we do know Connolly Early is in the rotation. He's going to pitch Sunday at the Rays and then Friday against Detroit, probably with something still on the line. So if you've got Connolly Early, that's really good. I'm excited to see Kyle Harrison in the rotation. I'm not 100% convinced he's worth adding for this last start.
Agreed. Like weirdly, we have more pitchers to talk about, but just from the two teams, I'd probably take Cade Povich over.
Harrison. Probably. Yeah, probably.
I like Harrison long term for sure, but right now where we're at, final week, not sure I'm going that direction. But just to keep in mind, he's in there. And for the early folks, Connolly Early, that is 77% rostered in OCs. So check your leagues to see if he's still available.
It is funny. We've been clamoring for Kyle Harrison for like 10 weeks on these FAAB shows. He finally does, and we're like, we're good. Yeah.
All right, the New York Yankees, they have 6 games this week, all at home in the Bronx. 3 versus the White Sox, 3 versus the Orioles, 2 lefties and 4 righties. Again, your guy is a great ad this week. I'll say that much.
Who's my guy?
Jose Caballero.
Okay. Yeah.
He's up to 98%.
I thought so too, but he's 98%.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got so many steals that he
should be widely rostered.
Yeah, that he's widely rostered and playing. So like Volpe finally did start at shortstop today.
Finally.
But Caballero played third base. So like Caballero is locked in. So, but yeah, I don't think the other thing with this is if you're good in steals, there's no reason to start Caballero. Again, we're making examples of like one particular player, but this can go across all, all your categories. If you're in roto leagues, like just because Jose Caballero is, 98% rostered or whatever, doesn't mean you need to start him if you don't need steals or you're 10 steals ahead of the guy behind you. So just a heads up there. I don't have any ads for the Yankees.
Yeah, I have no hitting or pitching ads for the Yankees.
Yeah,
they're locked and loaded, and they're ready for the postseason. Tampa Bay Rays, they have 6 games this week, all on the road, as you mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, T's and P's at George Steinbrenner Field. That was a joyous ride this season. 3 at Baltimore, 3 at Toronto. Toronto may be locked up by the weekend. We'll see. 1 lefty, 5 righties for the Tampa Bay Rays. Last week I mentioned if you want to get Jake Mangum cheap, you could use him for this week. I know you got to steal on Thursday, so that's what he does. Yep. What else you got when it comes to Tampa Bay?
That's pretty much it. Go Mangum style. If you have unless you have anything on the hitting, I was going to bring up Joe Boyle. He's back.
Good Lord. I'm not. That's a good. I take him over Kyle Harrison. No, that's the only thing I haven't hitting. So yeah, go Joe Boyle. What do you got?
Came back in 5 strikeouts, no walks. Most importantly for Joe Boyle. I don't know if he will actually make a start the final week, but
I don't know.
Just keep an eye on that. If you need strikeouts, could be an option for you. Like this may be the Cade Povich episode where we just comp every pitcher to Cade Povich. I'd still probably have Povich because I don't even know if Boyle makes the start.
Yeah, that's the thing is we don't know if Boyle makes a start. Unfortunately, Ian Seymour still only 74% rostered in OCs, so keep him on your radar. He has a nice little 2-step this week we discussed on Tuesday's show where he gets to face at Baltimore and at Toronto, a Toronto team that probably won't be playing everybody that day.
Correct. Yep.
Toronto Blue Jays, speaking of them, all at home this week. 3 at home versus Boston, which is a big series. And then 3 at home versus Tampa Bay, which, depending on the Boston series, might not mean much. So a lot to take place in Toronto. They should actually, I think they can clinch this weekend. It just depends on seeding after that with the Jays. 2 lefties and 4 righties. What do you like in Toronto?
Yeah, they're 3 games up. So most likely 3 games up on the Yankees, 6 clear of the Red Sox. Most likely the weekend will probably not mean much. If you're a Jays fan, I hope I didn't just jinx that. But it does matter because I think Trey Yesavage that's kind of the question mark, right? Yesavage is supposed to pitch on Sunday. against the Rays, against the previously mentioned Ian Seymour. Looked great in his debut. I can't sit here and get to start. No, get to start this Sunday. So you may it's just very tricky. Like you may get a 0 from you, Savage, or you may get a full start. I just don't know. I know they have no limitations on him, but if Toronto really is in the last day of the season with nothing to play for, you're probably not throwing this guy 5-6 innings.
I disagree, but
you think they will?
Yeah, because you use his bullets up before you use guys you're using in the postseason. Like unless he's one of the three, because I picture it's Gossman, Scherzer, Bieber as their three. So your Savage becomes a long man. I think you use him. Get him as many major league reps as you can before the postseason.
Would the Jays get a bye? Are they 1 or 2 in the AL?
I believe
probably know this before I
believe they're
before
2.
we start the show,
because
that matters. If they're not, if they're
even more.
So yeah, I don't know. We're guessing at this point, but
look, the Blue
Jays would be the one. They would be the one.
Yeah,
in the AL.
so yeah, they'd have a bye. I think you see a full Savage show.
Yeah, you might. Yep.
We'll see. The other thing I'll mention is Anthony Santander may be back this weekend for the Jays. He's 35% rostered. They want to get him a lot of at bats too. He had an absolute moonshot. Did you see? It took him 41 seconds to round the bases.
I did not.
Yeah,
wow.
the video's out there, and they say it's the longest, and they've made a whole joke about the longest of this ballpark in AAA history. So yeah, 41-second trot around the bases after he went deep. He's DH'd on Thursday, played 7 innings in the outfield on Wednesday. If he's not back this week, and I'd imagine early next week.
Sneaky ad, I guess, because you're right. They are going to want to give Santander as many reps in the last week, especially if they have nothing to play for, just to see what they have as kind of an audition for the postseason.
Yeah, so it becomes like, does Springer go back to the outfield? Or we mentioned how Davis Schneider's been playing left field. Enter Anthony Santander really easily right there.
Yeah, yes, agreed. Schneider would fall back.
Yes, so keep that one in mind as another potential power source if you're looking for that this week. Chicago White Sox, they have 6 games this week, all on the road, 3 in the Bronx, 3 at the Nationals, 3 lefties, 3 righties, which really muddies the water with the White Sox.
Yeah, real quick, just super proud of you. We didn't bring up EC Light during the Toronto preview, so that's good stuff. Ending the season on a high note.
We have loyal listeners that don't need me to mention him, that they already rostered him by now.
The White Sox, I don't know. I don't have that much. It's a nice schedule. Like it's a 10% K to walk for the starting pitchers going against the White Sox, but like Chase Maidroff's been hitting a little bit lately. He's batting leadoff, but more of just a batting average only type play. You can always throw out Benny Biceps, Andrew Benintendi, but I feel like we do that every week. So I don't really see much with the White Sox.
Yeah, there isn't much, unfortunately. I think we've added most of the important ones throughout the season. Kyle Teal had another home run this week. He's been mighty impressive. This whole team, it went from a team that everyone hated, and if you look at their starting 9, at least projected 9, you're rostering 5 or 6 of these guys in fantasy right now, which is funny to think about with the White Sox. Yeah. So the very, very, very solid club, all things considered, young club that could be ripe for the pickings going forward. But yeah, nothing really this week, and definitely not. Like the pitching's what they need to address next, and good Lord.
Yeah, so and I was just going to add that I know we've mentioned this the last show or two, but we've had our honeymoon with Martin Perez, who now has 5 strikeouts combined over his last 3 starts.
I think we don't see him pitch again this season. He left with an injury on Wednesday.
Oh, he did?
A shoulder injury, yeah, or a forearm, one of the two. So I'd be surprised if we see him again this season. Right. So yeah, the honeymoon's over. He's in Hades now.
You're gonna kick him all the way back to Hades after what he did for us.
I love it. I like him. It's just his arm's falling off. I will mention Jordan Leisure, 33% roster. It's still a guy if you want to get some saves, give it a shot. He's not getting a ton right now because the White Sox are slumping, which kind of expect from the Chicago White Sox. Cleveland Guardians, the red hot Cleveland Guardians that still can't hit though. That's the greatest thing. Like I wrote the matchups for them. He's still hitting 216 versus righties over the last 30. Like they still cannot hit a baseball. They still strike out a ton, but they're winning baseball games because of their pitching more than anything. 6 games all at home, 3 versus Detroit, which will be a massive series. 3 versus the Texas Rangers, 2 lefties, 4 righties for the Guardians. Still not a whole lot of interest for me, though.
That's the thing. It's like and as weird as this is to say, is this a stream against team? Even though they've won, I think 9 in a row, just swept the Tigers, just beat Tariq Skubal today. The offense is just anemic. Yep. So I don't know. I mean, look, in terms of stream against, like Flaherty, you're starting. Yep. Last week, Flaherty, let's go. Discord's gonna be.
Hey, he faced him this week. He threw 5 innings, like 1 run. Like I'll take that all day. Didn't hear a peep in the Discord. Didn't hear anything on Wednesday.
I know, man. The silence is deafening. Silence is deafening. Skubal, you're obviously starting. Charlie Morton, Patrick Corbin, Jack Leiter, Merrill Kelly. I would roll with all those, probably except Morton. I think Morton's out of gas.
Yeah, I could live with that. Yeah, Corbin, I'm in. We talked about that on Tuesday. Like I'm in on that start. Yep. Leiter's been great. Kelly's serviceable. The Rangers should be going for something. So, yeah, I think those are all in play. Patrick Corbin time, baby.
Agreed.
But yeah, I got nothing on the hitting side. They're putting up like 3 runs a game at best. So they're winning. It's great. Kudos, but nothing fantasy relevance for me.
I am looking at on the pitching side. You do have Parker Messick and Joey Cantillo going next weekend. Again, weekend caveat always applies, but Cantillo gets the Twins on Sunday and then Texas next Saturday. So I don't know how far Cantillo goes, but he's back. He's pitching well. I like that for strikeouts if you need somebody.
Yeah, Messick and Cantillo both in play. They're going to be competing for playoff berth, so you're going to throw them and hope they stay hot in a decent matchup versus Texas. So I can feel that as well. Yeah. Detroit Tigers, they're on the road for 6, 3 at Cleveland, 3 at Boston. Big playoff implications potentially, at least for the seeding for the Detroit Tigers. A lot of the lefty splits this week. 3 lefties, 3 righties for Detroit as well, which again dampers potential streaming. I hope people have their hitters already because there's not been a lot so far.
I have nothing for the Tigers. It's crazy how much they're only 3.5 games up on the Guardians, and it's such a big final week for them. They are the number 2 seed right now, so they could go from having a bye as it stands as we're recording to not even winning their division. Cleveland will get 3 more shots at them next week. That's going to be a fascinating series. So that's more a real baseball thing. But in terms of fantasy and ads, honestly, the Detroit rolls the same crew out there pretty much all the time. It may be tough to, as weird as this says, it may be tough to start Kerry Carpenter in a 3-3 week.
Yeah.
The final week of the season. I don't even know if he doesn't play against lefties, he's going to pinch hit most likely, but the flip side also works for that when right-handers start. So only 3 righties for the Tigers next week. I don't know if Kerry Carpenter is 100% locked into your starting lineup.
He's not at all. If you're in an NPC, you can start in the first half of the week, I guess, but it's Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee who've been outstanding for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So no cakewalk in that regard. Here's an interesting scenario, okay? Because this is the week you can drop whoever the heck you want, guys, because no one's picking them up. So don't even worry about that. If it benefits your team to drop in a pick. So, would you drop a Kerry Carpenter for an Anthony Santander if you know he's up for the week?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think I would, because I think if Santander comes back this weekend or Monday at the latest, we're seeing 4 to 5 games from Santander. Yeah. Where Carpenter, you're seeing 3 unless those games change.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how much you actually like and believe in Santander, but you're right. With that caveat, I would start Santander over Carpenter, and thus, if you're not starting Carpenter, you can drop Carpenter.
Bingo. There's the full circle discussion. Anything
took me a while.
No, you got there. Anything on the pitching side? We already said Charlie Morton, no. Jack Flaherty, Skubal, yes. I think that pretty much sums that up as well. I will mention Kyle Finnegan should be back to start next week.
Yeah, I have dropped Finnegan everywhere. I don't know if I will add him back. We'll see.
58% rostered in 12s. I don't think you need to, but I get it if you want to. Will Vest just got destroyed his last time out. I still think Will Vest is very good. I'm not worried about that, but it's going to turn into a 50-50 thing, and then, you never know what's going to happen there. Nothing for sure on that one.
If you're desperate for saves and you're bunched in saves, you need every save you can get. I can see at least adding Finnegan and then you've got a day or two to decide if you want to put him in.
For sure. All right, Kansas City Royals, they have 6 games on the road this week, 3 at the Angels, 3 in Sacramento to finish the season. 3 lefties and 3 righties. In Sacramento, it's 1 lefty and 2 righties. What do you like here with Kansas City?
Not much. You're not going to like that. I don't know. I don't think I have anything for the Royals, at least on the hitting side. We can talk some pitchers unless you've got hitters. I mean, they can always throw Yaz out there, but it is a 3 righty week. Like, that's not great. The good Royals are rostered and the bad ones should not be. So,
yeah, no, pretty much dead on there. It turns into it's the typical boring conversation. If you want to, take some of the lefties for the final week, like Yaz for that weekend in Sacramento, even Adam Frazier could be a potential guy for that last weekend. Cags should be rostered by now, at least rostered enough.
Should he?
I'll mention Carter Jansen. He's been DHing.
Oh.
What?
Carter Jansen.
Yeah, he's one of their rookie catchers. He's actually swinging it well. He's hitting 320 in his first 31 plate appearances with 2 homers. He's walking almost 20% of the time. Good plate discipline. He had 20 homers and 10 steals in the minors this year while hitting 290. Like, no joke. He's a decent catcher, too, for the final week of the season. Like, a legit guy that I could see benefiting your team.
Yeah, not bad. I like the stat line. Never heard of him, but I like that stat line.
Yeah,
and playing, most importantly.
Bingo. That's
started the last 5. Carter Jensen.
To the surprise of no one, I have mentioned someone on the show that Ryan has no idea who we're talking about.
I mean, how am I supposed to know these guys? Real quick, just Royals aside, Mount Massey today, tough look. I don't know if you saw this.
I almost messaged you like, I'm busy. I'll leave Ryan alone on this one. But the
Mariners reviewed, they went to replay, and Mount Massey had the back of his feet in the outfield grass. And so the Royals were called for, I don't know, it was like a football, like an illegal shift or something.
Illegal shift, like the first one.
And so the batter the Mariners guy gets first base and ends up scoring in a 2-0 game.
Dude,
it was great.
I almost messaged you going, Mount Massey got headlines for the wrong reason. Not good, Bob.
I've never seen that before.
No.
I've never seen an illegal shift called, and I don't even think that's what it's called. But then I've definitely never seen a replay of an illegal shift, looking at like whether this guy is inbounds or out of bounds, with his toes or his heels on the outfield grass. Wild stuff.
That's impressive, and leave it to your guys to microscope that one for him.
Highlight of Mount Massey's season, which isn't much. Turning to the rotation for the Royals.
Yeah.
Cole Reagans is back. But 62 pitches last time. I feel like he'd probably go 60 some odd again. Like, you want him to throw again, but do you really want to extend Cole Reagans? I don't think you want to do that, but you want to get him some work.
And it makes sense to your point. Like, the old adage of like, he threw 66. Now he's going to throw 75. You'd think by like his last start of the season, he'd be at 85. But I don't know, because they came out, it was Wednesday. Yeah, because Lorenzen came after Reagans in that game. They said Lorenzen was going to move into the pen to piggyback Reagans for the rest of the season. And then, an injury took place and Lorenzen starting on Friday. So he's back in the rotation. But to your point, it seems like they don't want him going deep right now. So good call on that one.
I get it.
All righty, Minnesota Twins, 6 games this week, all on the road, 3 at Texas, 3 at Phillies. All righties for the Minnesota Twins as they try to just get to the finish line this season. What do you like with Minnesota?
So all righties. You obviously you roll with Trevor Larnach. I think you honestly start Cody Clemens, who's been on fire lately. Did not start against a righty today for whatever reason, but I'm kind of hoping that's an anomaly. Let's see how much Cody Clemens plays over the weekend. But I like Cody Clemens.
Why pay Cody Clemens versus a righty when you can play Edward Julian? Come on.
Right. Like, Edward Julian started at first over Clemens. I don't get that at all. So I'm writing that off, but monitor weekend lineups. And then, of course, Austin Martin, we're gonna recommend him for batting average and stolen bases. Still having a good week, still hitting second. Austin Martin, if you need average and bags.
I like the Austin Martin call. I have a hunch I might be adding him where I need what you're speaking of this week, because everything else is kind of up in smoke. All right, on the hitting side or the pitching side, are we adding Simeon Woods Richardson after the splitter development that we discussed? Simeon faces the Philadelphia Phillies on Sunday, where they might not be playing everybody.
Yeah, probably not, just because
I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, that has a 3-inning outing like written all over it if you're Simeon Woods Richardson.
Agreed. All right, let's go to Sacramento, to the Sacramento A's, who are home for the entire week. 6 games, 3 versus Houston, 3 versus the Royals, 3 lefties, 3 righties. Oh, joy.
Yeah, it's not great, really twofold. It's because on the hitter side, right, it's a 3-3 split. So it's tough to start. It's tough to start like Lawrence Butler. It's been tough to start Lawrence Butler anyway, but you can't really roll with that. Like your guy, Carlos Cortez, has been hot.
Yeah, but he still doesn't play every day.
But he still doesn't play. Stupid. Definitely won't play against lefties, so that's not great. So I don't really see your other guy, Geloff, doesn't play either. I think he struck out. I think he struck out 13 more times the last 2 days.
You got to keep that 50% up. He's doing something right.
Yeah, got to do that. And then so like there's not much on the hitter side, and then I just that the pitcher side is just tough at home. I don't know, man.
It's a bad week. There's not denying that at all. It sucks. Great ballpark. If you have the big dogs, you play them. Otherwise, you just hope and pray that your pitchers survive. Because like I got to scroll up. There it is. Like Barnett's got that 2-step we discussed. Still not doing that. JT Ginn looked good today. Do you trust him versus Houston? Yeah. Severino at home, not always great. Morales at home versus KC, I'm interested in. But yes, to your point, it's not great. Not great across the board. All right, the Houston Astros, they start the week with 3 in Sacramento against all 3 righties in that weekend, or that start of the week, and then 3 at the Angels, which is also phenomenal. 1 lefty and 5 righties on tap this week against the Houston Astros, and one of the better hitting matchups of the week.
Yeah, one of the better hitting matchups and probably one of the more active teams for FAAB this week. You mentioned Victor Caratini last show as a potential catcher 2 pickup with Yordan Alvarez being out. And sure enough, Victor Caratini has started each of the last 3 days. So that's an option. I'll throw it to you, Victor Caratini or this Carter Jensen fellow.
I'm on Carter Jensen, especially. Well, like Caratini gets 3 games in Sacramento too. That screws it up. I'm going to go Carter. Well, give me one more second here. Let me see who these pits. So you get Barnett, Ginn, Severino, or Morales, Springs, Barnett. I'd probably go with Caratini, weirdly enough.
Okay. Interesting.
He's also in the middle of the order. Jansen's at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's really close. Weirdly close, honestly.
It's a good week for Jake Myers. It's always a good week, I think, for Jake Myers. I have irrationally liked Jake Myers, but he's playing every day center field. It's a good Jesus Sanchez week just because of all the righties. And it's an easy schedule, and Houston most likely is going to have, I can't wait for this Mariners Astros series this coming weekend. Houston's going to have a ton to play for. So, and then I don't know, do you like Zach Cole?
Yes, I do. I like him a lot, especially with those 3 games in Sacramento.
Yeah,
and then you go to the Angels. Like it's a really good spot for a guy. It's got a little bit of pop, a ton of speed. Hits for average, like or maybe he's more pop and speed than average, but still a very good ball player that you can get some production out of in this Astros lineup. So I like Zach Cole quite a bit.
All right. Yep, I do too.
So yeah, lots of potential offense to be had in Houston. Pitching side of things, Jason Alexander, I'll keep saying him. Blue ball. We getting blue ball this week?
No, I don't think so. Just don't think the length is going to be there. 3 innings in his last start, 7 strikeouts, which is nice, but you don't like that.
At the Angels, though, man, this team, they're running out like 5 AAA players right now.
The Angels are like
it's bad.
Horrendous right now. Mascot homer tonight, Luis Rengifo, but
and that's the only runs they scored.
Yeah, they're tough. But I still don't think if you need wins, I don't know if Blue Ball is going to go 5.
True. He might not go deep enough. Like Kyle Harrison or AJ Blue Ball.
Yeah, I guess Blue Ball, but
yeah,
I don't know. So the other question I have for you, and we'll have one more look this weekend. Are you starting Framber Valdez at Sacramento? He's been terrible.
I'm not if you don't have to. Like I legit got in a civil back and forth. Someone on Twitter after I tweeted out that Framber stat on Sunday. someone kept going, oh, well, do I start him this week against wherever it was? I was like, no. Like, what about Matt Boyd? I said, no. I said, start Tyler Wells. Wells pitched well. Boyd did not. I don't trust Framber at all. So, yeah, I'd sit him if you have other options. I wouldn't do it. I don't care how well he pitches that day. I'm not doing it.
I'll punt to see how he does against the Mariners, but it's been really rough for Framber.
Yep, great call on that. Like, it's not a must start, which you would think it would be with your potential ace.
Right. That's why I brought it up, just to screw with everyone who has Framber on their teams.
Good point. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Kansas City, 3 at home versus Houston, 1 lefty, 5 righties. Again, for a team, I'm not even exaggerating, has like 4 AAA players starting in this. Like, remember, Danzer Guzman is your starting shortstop right now.
Yeah, that's sad. I have nothing.
No,
this team is
in shambles.
Like
so bad.
Awful. Yeah.
Like if Yohan Moncada was healthy, I'd be kind of interested.
Right, like even my guy, he's hurt though. He hasn't played the last 3 days. So. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess the only one that we kind of discussed on Tuesday, so let's get your reactions again. If people missed that show, are you going with Mitch Ferris against Houston?
No. So on our Tuesday show, we kind of ran through the best remaining schedules. Damn. Dodgers just won.
Yep. Yes, they did.
And Mitch Ferris popped on that because of this coming weekend against Colorado. But no, I'm not starting Mitch Ferris against Houston. I don't see why. Like, there's pretty much no win potential. Ratios could get destroyed in low strikeout ceiling. So it's pretty much
totally agree. Seattle Mariners, they have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Colorado, 3 at home versus the Dodgers. The Rockies' 3 pitchers have a combined 4% K to walk. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you like here with Seattle? Unfortunately, because they're probably mostly rostered.
I mean, you can go get a Canzone for the first half of the week. Dominic Canzone
for sure
against 3 Colorado righties that are just it's like a who's who of Bubba and the Bloom legends. It's McCade Brown.
Dude, he got shelled today. Thank goodness.
Whoever this Gordon guy is, it Tanner Gordon?
Yeah, but Gordon actually pitches.
He's been decent.
We talked about that. We actually dug in. We're like, okay, he's not as bad, especially on the road. Like, he might be formidable, but
no, it's Tanner Gordon, and then old
it's
Mookie
almost
Blaylock.
2 first names. It's all, Mookie Blaylock. This is a who's who of Bubba and the Bloom. I mean, holy crap! It's a guy that's on Yellowstone's prequel. Meets Tanner Gordon, who sounds like he's on the Full House remake. And then Mookie Blaylock. It's quite the combination.
60-year-old NBA player.
Yeah, just dragging up the rear on that one.
Oh, God. So, yeah, Dominic Canzone for the first half of the week. Double donged earlier this week. So, hitting very well. I would definitely do that. And then you could probably still, depending how Canzone does, you could still go the second half of the week with Canzone, because the one lefty going against Seattle next week is Clayton Kershaw. I don't even know if Clayton Kershaw pitches. Like, it might, I mean, it would be on the road. It's his last start of his career. He may decide to end it on Friday at home.
His career. Yes.
Yeah, his career.
I know. But yeah, the one thing with Canzone, and I agree, he should play. He didn't even play. Well, he's played the last 2 righties. Doesn't play versus lefties. Didn't play the righty before that. Yeah, it's just, I always had that little concern in the back of my head, but he should play. I agree with you. I would add him for those Rocky games because those are phenomenal matchups.
Yeah.
Pitching wise, they're pretty much locked and loaded. I got nothing.
Yeah, Luis Castillo's rolling, so we're good.
Texas Rangers, they have 6 games this week. Everyone has 6 games, but my just habits are going to say this every time. 3 at home versus Minnesota, 3 at Cleveland, 2 lefties, 4 righties for a Rangers team that's trying to hang on here as their playoffs are slowly slipping away.
Yeah, just got swept by the Astros, so that pretty much did them in. 4% chance of making the playoffs per Fangraphs. I don't have much on Jake Berger's not playing every day again for whatever reason. Adolis Garcia, perhaps it just returned from the IL on Sunday. He's probably pretty widely rostered, but if not, you could take a look at Adolis. But this is kind of a dead team.
He's 91%. The one thing I'll say about Adolis is if they do fall out of it, they might just sit them.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So keep that in mind, because beat reporters are kind of hinting at that with like there was a couple games in Houston. There are so many pinch runners and pinch hitters late in the games. They're like Adelise kept getting moved around in those situations. So
yeah,
a lot of moving parts in Texas, and they're not great. Pitching side of things is Patrick Corbin week.
Oh, I guess. It is a week to potentially add Patrick Corbin.
Yes.
It is not Patrick Corbin week.
Well, I say that because if you're actually debating adding him, that's a big step on this show.
I know. I've come a long way, haven't I?
Yes, you have. It's the growth. Growth is
really
a great
grown thing. Hanging around with you. So good.
That's scary because I can usually grow pant sizes. At least you're growing in this region. The Atlanta Braves, 3 at home versus Washington, 3 at home versus Pittsburgh, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Braves. Team that's kind of getting better as the season goes on here. Finally, Matt Olson's on fire, but it doesn't help you. That doesn't help you in FAAB. None of it really does because all their guys are still rostered.
No, I mean I could throw Ha-Seong Kim out there again, shortstop every day. He is only I think 55% rostered in 12 teamers, so he's potentially available. Nice middle infield ad for you, but that's about it for the Atlanta Braves for me.
And I have nothing on the pitching side either. I'm not interested. Like,
is this Jose Suarez? Is this the Angels Jose Suarez?
Yes. I don't know why he's on here because he pitched. They had a doubleheader or something. A doubleheader a couple days ago. He threw 7 amazing innings. Like threw great. Because they picked him up. He was pitching in AAA. Then he was a long man. He came up and pitched 7 solid innings in that doubleheader. I just don't think he sticks in the rotation. So that's why I saw that there.
I mean, Jose Suarez was like my favorite starting pitcher.
You, me, and
late starting pitcher like 2 years ago just got destroyed.
So are you still not agreeing with me that Bryce Elder versus the Nats is a stream this week?
I don't know.
You even admitted the skills have been good.
Yeah, sure. You can go with Bryce Elder against the Nats.
Oh, it sounds like you'd rather Patrick.
Here we go. Bryce Elder or Cade Povich.
I'll go Bryce Elder.
Okay. Yeah. I trust you.
I like him.
Yeah.
Miami Marlins, 3 at Philadelphia, 3 at home versus the Mets, 4 lefties. Thank you, Phillies. 2 righties on the docket here. So your boy Heriberto is in play.
Yeah, the Philly special with all those lefties. So Alberto Hernandez is absolutely still in play. Did not start on Thursday, or today's Thursday. Did not start on Thursday, but pinch hit a pinch hit home run in Coors Field. So, if you need power, I think Alberto Hernandez is a very nice ad and should, I think, play against lefties and righties, but definitely in these lefties that are coming up for the Marlins. Outside of that, Connor Norby's back. You want to take a stab. I realize I'm biased / higher on Connor Norby than almost anybody, but Connor Norby's back playing third base if you need somebody in corner infield. So that's it. Yeah,
this team's frustrating from the fact that they have a couple intriguing options, but they're platooning most of them. Like these are like deeper league plays. Like Dane Myers is back. He's played okay when he's in, but he plays like every other game, so it's tough. Javier Sanoa has been playing second base with Xavier Edwards out, and Edwards should be back hopefully this weekend, if not early next week. And Sanoa's been stealing and scoring runs. Like there's pieces to the puzzle here. If like we hear Xavier Edwards getting shut down and you're in a deep league, like Sanoa is actually a decent play if you need some runs and stolen bases for the final week of the season. So they have some interesting moving parts, but nothing that's like locked in, unfortunately.
Yeah, and if you have Xavier Edwards, you want to FAAB a plan B because they could very well get shut down.
And you got Ryan Weathers, still 47% rostered right now, Ryan. He struggled a little more. It was Coors Field, so whatever grain of salt you want there. But he has a 2-step at Philly and against the Mets this week.
Yeah, so we'll talk about 2-steps in our 2-step segment. Geez, that's well illuminating. But with all these 2-steps, I would just be very skeptical. Like, why would Ryan Weathers throw much next Sunday? It may just be a 1-step at Philly. Like it's marginal. It's marginal. I'd still do it over your boy Elder, but you've got probably one good start for Ryan Weathers left, but it's a tough matchup.
Respect your Elder, sir. New York Mets, 3 at the Cubs, 3 at the Marlins. Mets are clinging to that last wild card spot right now. 2 lefties and 4 righties. They have a pretty dang good schedule, though, if they want to keep this position.
They do. I don't see much in terms of ads, though. Like,
no.
Maybe Cedric Mullins, but it's 4 Cedric Mullins games. I don't know. Same with like Brett Beatty.
Mullins isn't hitting worth the crap anyways.
Yeah, agreed. So no, I don't have anything on the hitter side. On the pitcher side, just keep an eye on the Clay Holmes, Sean Manaea piggyback. Manaea's on paternity leave, but I think would be back for whenever the piggyback would occur. I've heard rumblings it may be a reverse piggyback, which would be Manaea first and Holmes
paternity leave happened.
Yeah, that is probably how it happened. Jesus. Can we talk about the
Phillies? I was gonna say Brandon Sproat's still 45% rostered in 12s. If you're interested, you interested in Brandon Sproat? Week 27.
Can't talk, man. This is bad.
Week 27.
Yeah, interested in Brandon Sproat. Actually, the other interesting thing was Jonah Tong's turnaround.
Yeah, it looked really good. Really good.
Looked really good. So if you were probably the ultimate whipsaw, because he probably started Jonah Tong for his blow up and then benched him for his good start. So you never know. Never know. Let's go to the Phillies, man. They get 6 games. I'm gonna be
like everybody else. They have 6 games this week, all at home. In the this is why I can't do Saturday Night Live. I just can't stop laughing. 3 versus Miami, 3 versus Minnesota. Pretty friendly schedule for a team that doesn't need to play all their games. 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Phillies. Do you think there's anything worth it? We mentioned Kepler and Marsh last week. I think they're still in play, but anything else?
No, Kepler and Marsh, and a really good week for Kepler and Marsh, and they're both under 20% rostered in 12 teamers. So I think I would, if I had to pick between one, I think I'd go Marsh and then Kepler, just because Marsh is hitting a little bit better lately. But I think both are fine plays this week, and I think they'll both. I mean, I think they'll play the rest of the week. It's like
they should.
I mean, they don't like Garrett Stubbs and Donovan Walton are the only bench lefties, and I don't know. I think you want to keep, if you're the Phillies, you want to keep these guys playing through the end of the season because you will have that layoff.
Yeah, and like to the point we've made before that you can't bench them. You can't bench them. What? Stop it. You can't bench them all. So these guys are like you're gonna bench Schwarber or Harper or something like that. You're not benching Kepler and Marsh when all things are said and done. On the pitching side, starting on Friday, we get the Taijuan Walker Buehler piggyback. If they were the Rangers, it'd be perfect. It'd be the Taijuan Walker Buehler Rangers, but we don't have that. I had so many more jokes. We're just gonna leave it there. With the piggyback taking place, does that work for you? Or are you still no Walker Buehler? Because I'm no Walker Buehler.
I'm never Walker Buehler. Even if you had like a 3-inning piggyback that would last pretty long there, I don't think I'd go for a Walker Buehler. So I'm a never Buehler guy, so I will not participate in that piggyback.
All right, the Nationals, they have 3 at the Braves, 3 at home versus the White Sox, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Nats, who have absolutely nothing to play for. So they're just going to keep running these kids out, I think.
Agreed. But I mean, there's not much. Like, we'll probably say the 4th week in a row, Dalen Lyle, but he's kind of been discovered, I guess. But still, I think he's like 60% rostered in 12 teamers. So 63%. Yeah. So, and then I don't know, Josh Bell, if you're desperate at corner, like I take him over. I mentioned Nathaniel Lowe at the top.
Yeah.
Probably do Josh Bell over Nathaniel Lowe, especially in a right hand heavy week for the Nats.
Agreed. Completely agree. Mackenzie Gore is back. He's made 2 good starts off the IL, and I'm very angry about that because I dropped him.
As you probably should have.
Oh, yeah. I'm not mad about dropping him. I'm like mad that he's came back for 1, which I think surprised pretty much everybody, and actually has been really good. He gets at Atlanta this week, so if he's hanging around, go for it. What about Cade Cavalli? He gets the White Sox, and he is literally a roller coaster of emotions when he takes them out. It's either
I'm rolling with Cavalli and at least 1 draft and hold. Not feeling great about it. I think I'd rather Povich.
Okay.
The Povich test. I think he fails the Povich test.
The Povich test. It's a litmus test like no other. All right. With that being said, let's go to the Cubs, who, shocker, have 6 games this week. 3 at home versus the Mets, 3 at home versus St. Louis. They get Wrigley for the week. 2 lefties, 4 righties. The Cubs just clinched a postseason berth on Wednesday. So what do we have with the Cubs?
Moises Ballesteros,
Yep,
who is DHing and hitting cleanup every day, did leave Thursday's game with, I forget, some type of head injury, but it sounds like he's clear. Like, I don't even know if he went through concussion protocols. So either way, I assuming Ballesteros is healthy, you have a catcher here who's, I think, playing every day, will play every day next week because the Cubs want to see him do it. Hitting 308, really nice K rate. I think you're going to get good batting average with Moises Ballesteros. Just that's what the prospect folks say. Power is kind of the issue, but already has 2 barrels, 2 home runs, 44 plate appearances. So, like, I think this is the best catcher ad of the week, Moises Ballesteros.
I agree. He is the best catcher ad. I clicked on to see news, and it's just the replay: 105-mile-an-hour line drive of PCA's bat hits Ballesteros on the head, who's at first base. Ballesteros gets up and runs to second, and then runs to the dugout, like wincing. So, yeah, there's nothing saying. There's like 0 reports. What?
No, yeah, that either they're being very coy with it, or he's just fine, and they didn't.
Like, there's a video of him joking around in the dugout, reenacting it.
Yeah, so just keep an eye. Like, I think everything. Obviously, we hope everything's okay there, but it seems like it's that way. If it is, this is a good ad for the last week.
I was wondering how this would play out too, because it seemed like he was DHing and hitting cleanup with Seiya out, and then he stuck in there the last 2 games. So I'm like, like, does this actually happen? Are there legs to this? Which, good, because the dude's crushing baseballs, to your point. So yes, I'm with you there. I'm Moises. Anything else with the now that Keller got the last 2 saves? Are we back on that mess with Kittredge and Keller?
This reminds me of the Vest versus Finnegan in Detroit, back and forth. Like, all the Vest people are going to say, I knew it was Vest. All the Finnegan people, yeah, but it's Finnegan. I don't know. It seems like it'll go back and forth. So if you have Kittredge or Keller and you need saves, I think you just keep them in and hope you get 1 or 2. And, if you don't, you don't. But I don't think there is a clear guy.
Nope, I'm with you. And then you probably missed it, but just so you know, Javier Assad went back in the IL, so you're good. Wait, no, he's supposed to go on the IL. I know, he went back to the bullpen. My bad. Back to the bullpen. That's what it was.
There we go. Good.
Milwaukee Brewers, they have 3 at the Padres, which the Padres are still, fighting around there. They pretty much locked up a wild card with their seeding. Then 3 at home versus Cincinnati, who Cincinnati will be probably playing for a potential wild card berth at that time, and the Brewers might not be playing for anything. 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Brew Crew this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything, to be honest. Like, maybe Jake Bauers, but I'm not doing that.
Maybe. Yeah. What about the pitching side? Did you want Chad Patrick, you said, so that means pretty much nothing.
Right, because we hit on that at the top. The Miz is pitching Friday.
Yep. Wrote him up already for the matchups. It's been a shaky ride for him.
Yeah, even next Friday against the Reds, I don't know. I don't know how they will handle the Miz as their 4th pitcher.
Yeah, so he'll get some innings, but to your point, they might limit them, and you might get more Chad Patrick or somebody involved. And with those shenanigans, one other thing I want to mention is Trevor McGill will not return for the rest of the season. They're hoping to have him back for the postseason. He's not recovering the way he had hoped.
Yeah. Oh, what was the quote that they asked him, like, how he's feeling?
It wasn't good.
He was like, decent, I guess.
Yeah, it was the least, like, encouraging thing I've ever heard. Like, I was about to say, what, did your arm actually fall off? Because wow. Like, just,
that's what he said. Feeling decent, I guess. It sounds like me, like, on a Teams call.
That's like when I wake up every morning. How do you feel? Old, sore, decent, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so... Yeah, Uribe it is the rest of the way, although I think pitched the 8th this evening, so who knows.
All right, Pittsburgh Pirates, they have 6 this week, 3 in Great American Small Park to start the week, 3 at Atlanta, 3 lefties, 3 righties. Cincinnati is 1 lefty, 2 righties if you plan on playing a week with a team that stinks.
Did we talk the Reds?
Did I skip the Reds? We'll get back to the Reds shortly.
My bad.
No.
So Pittsburgh, I don't have any. I mean, I think this is I know this is a stream against team, so like I don't really have anything in terms of ads. So the stream against would be, you got Brady Singer, your guy. I would throw Singer against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, boy.
Hunter Green just looked ridiculous on Thursday. You're obviously rolling him. You're rolling Lodolo. Joey Wentz.
No.
I don't know if I can go there. Spencer Strider gets Pittsburgh next weekend. I have no idea how long Strider throws or even makes that start. Ditto Chris Sale the last day of the season. So while it's stream against, that really only affects probably Brady Singer.
Yep, totally agree with you there. It only affects him. And in the Cincinnati Reds, who have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Pittsburgh, 3 at the Milwaukee Brewers, all right-handed pitching on tap for now for the Reds to face, which means you might have some streaming options, Ryan.
Yeah, you might. So Sal Stewart is not really streaming. I mean, he's playing every single day, and hitting 4th, 5th. So I like Sal Stewart. I think he's only 19% rostered in 12s. And if you're desperate for power, you could go Will Benson. I think he's going to play 6
He's starting
games.
to hit too.
And he's starting to hit a little bit. So, we've all been burned by Will Benson streams in the past, or maybe just me, but it could work against 6 righties, 3 of which are in Great American Small Park.
Yeah, I think that's a great call, even if you want to just play him for the first half of the week, if you don't want to worry about the rest. Totally a decent move there. But yeah, I like the Sal Stewart call as well. I was wondering how that playing time would solve itself when they just move him to third base once Spencer Steer came back, and then they decided that they're going to mix and match. Brian Hayes sits on the bench now. Like, it's a very bizarre situation there, but hey, as long as he's playing. Any other pitchers here? I don't really have much. Most are pretty much rostered.
Agreed.
St. Louis Cardinals, they have 3 at the Giants, 3 at the Cubs, 2 lefties, 4 righties for a Cardinals team that's limping to the finish line.
They are. We covered whoever got hurt at the top. Wilson Contreras, yeah. We covered that at the top. If you're real desperate, Jordan Walker might play regularly for the last week, but Thomas Ajayce continues to kind of do things
every day.
Yeah. So I don't know. Not the highest ceiling, but somebody that plays in deeper leagues could be interesting.
I was going to mention Sagasi. Like, if you like Chase Mydroth and you can't get Chase Mydroth, Sagasi's a pretty similar Spider-Man gif. So that'd be an option for you. Nolan Gorman's playing again because of the injuries, so keep that in mind. But Sagasi would be the main guy there, outside of, I guess, your Jordan Walker. Love. Anything on the mound?
Never Palante, Sonny Gray started, never Michaelis, Liberators limping to the finish, and I'm not a big McGreevy fan, so
agreed.
No.
Agreed. D-backs, they have 6 games, 3 at home versus the Dodgers, 3 at the Padres. D-backs are fighting for a postseason spot, 1 lefty and 5 righties. Dodgers should have the second or first seed locked up by maybe by their series, if not towards the end. So what do you like here with the D-backs?
Really, if the Giants can't get that NL wild card, it would be freaking sweet to have the D-backs do it after selling.
Totally fine with that.
After selling everything. In terms of ads for the D-backs, I mean, your lefty streamers would be Adrian Del Castillo, who's just not hitting right now. Can't recommend him. Yeah, not even playing anymore. Alec Thomas is going to play every day in center field, just kind of a blah guy. And then I always mention Jake McCarthy, but hasn't been doing much either. So it's a long way of saying I don't have much. I like Tim Tawa. I just don't know if he's going to play very much against 5 righties.
Yeah, he finished last week playing a ton. People actually liked picking him up, and then he sits the first 2 games. Right. He played on Wednesday. It's a weird situation, but that is what happens over the last couple of weeks of the season. I got nothing else really for you. Pitching wise, better call Saul Frank, as you like to say.
There you go.
Got the win on Tuesday, but there's really nothing going on with the D-backs right now.
No, just shout out Brandon Pfaadt. It's been freaking awesome lately.
He's been very, very good. Dominated the Giants. Shocker. All right, Colorado Rockies, they start the week. They start the week with 3 in Seattle, then 3 at home in San Francisco to finish the season. 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Rockies, which I guess means Mickey Moniak's in play.
Mickey Moniak's always in play. 5 home runs the last 4 games. I think I have that right. That's pretty absurd. Outside of I don't even know how many Rockies are startable outside of Coors.
Say it. Oh, outside of Coors. Okay, that's fair. I'll just say, do we go to Blaine Krim outside of Coors?
The mighty Krim?
I'm just so happy that he's playing well because I wrote him up so many times for the Texas Rangers, and he's not really playing well. Let me clarify that. But with the Rockies, he's hit safely in 5 out of 6 games with 2 home runs. I guess not a great. It's 1 hit each game. It's like nothing flashy, but he's at least hitting with them. Those were almost all in Coors though. So again, take your medicine with that. But yeah,
Josh Bell, Nathaniel Lowe, or Blaine Krim.
I'd probably go Josh Bell.
Yeah, probably.
But I will say with Krim, that Giants series is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know. I like Tang. He's a wild card. Verlander's been good, so that might be not as good as I think, actually.
So speaking of Tang, so this is an obvious stream against for Colorado. So just real quick, it's where the hell are they? It's Bryce Miller. I'd throw him, but
Oof. Would you throw Bryce Miller or Framber Valdez?
Bryce Miller against the Road Rockies. Luis Castillo, Wu Tang. I think you're starting Tang.
Yes.
Especially if you need strikeouts. I don't know about Wiz and Hunt if you're throwing
that
he might
be going still. We don't even know if he's going. He's throwing a minor league rehab start this week.
Yeah,
we don't even know if he's back next week.
And then Verlander, you'd love to start him against the Road Rockies, but last day of the season, guy's like 49 years old. I think he pitches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You going to take the ball away from him?
Me personally, no, I'm not.
Bob Melvin doesn't know how to either, so that cost the Giants a lot of games early in the season when he wasn't throwing well. So yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
These games might not even matter right now if you learned how to do things for 2 months in the middle of the year.
But really, I mean, if Justin Verlander is pitching, maybe Ben Verlander can go out there and take the ball from him.
Yeah, maybe he can suit up for the Rockies. He might be an improvement over some of the players there, sadly enough.
Yeah, it's a compliment to Ben.
It's never a compliment. Maybe his brother can put it in his ear hole. Los Angeles Dodgers, 3 at Arizona, 3 at Seattle. I'd imagine that Seattle series means nothing. 6 righties on tap for the Dodgers.
Yeah, probably nothing to the Dodgers, but hopefully a ton for the Mariners. I mean, no, I don't have anything for the Dodgers. I mean, Max Muncy, yes. Conforto, getting a little bit better lately, but it's been a really tough season for him. I don't know. You rolling with Tommy Edman? I don't know how much he plays against righties even.
I got nothing for the Dodgers right now. They're not, the guys that are available aren't really hitting that well. Their team as a whole isn't really hitting that well. And then all the pitchers are rostered, so I got nothing.
What about bullpen?
I'm not even. Vesia, yeah.
Vesia got the save tonight against the Giants. Tanner Scott pitched 21 pitches. Threw 21 pitches on Wednesday, so maybe he wasn't available. And
he's not good.
And he's been horrendous lately. So yeah, wouldn't really trust anyone there for consistent saves for last week.
Padres, 3 at home versus Milwaukee, 3 at home versus Arizona, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Pods. This could be a Ryan O'Hearn clean your sheets week if you're feeling frisky, I guess.
Yeah, O'Hearn has been pretty rough lately.
They both have been.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, I would not add any Padres bats.
Me neither, and I got no pitchers to add either.
No, I'm scared as hell. I started Michael King this week, and I guess it doesn't in labor. It doesn't really matter, but he's still got one more start to go on Sunday. It's at the White Sox. He looks terrible, but Michael King would get the Diamondbacks on Saturday. You can't start Michael King right now.
All right. And to wrap things up, our final team to discuss for FAAB on the 2025 baseball season, the Giants. 3 at home versus St. Louis, 3 at home versus Colorado, 1 lefty, 5 righties. Saturday, the showdown against Kyle Freeland. Can't wait to watch that. Against Herman Marquez and McCade Brown tag teaming him. So what do you have with the Giants? Do you have any interest in anybody besides maybe Drew Gilbert, who's thrown on Bryce Eldridge? Does that interest you at all?
I mean, that's what I was going to throw back to you is Bryce Eldridge. Like, yes. I think he'll play, especially against 5 bad righties, even though, I mean.
Oh, he's going to go deep at least once next week. It's happening.
Dude, he's a house.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
That's why I compared him to Kurtz, dude. There's a lot of similarities between those 2 big boys.
I know you hate to hear it, but I hate the park. I hate the park.
There's no denying that. That's bad. I said for years
so bad
that Brandon Belt's a 35 home run bat.
Yep.
That it crushes them. It does.
So I don't even know if Bryce Eldridge is an ad.
He is. He's going deep at least once next week. Count it.
All right. I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Bryce Eldred. I'll take him basically over any of the first base guys you've mentioned so far. Between Lowe, Bell, and Krim, I'd take Eldridge over all of them. Drew Gilbert, I still like a lot. I just don't know if he's worth it for this upcoming. He's kind of cooled down a bit, but there's a spark plug there I could see in deeper leagues definitely getting rostered next week. Pitching, Kai Wei Tang, like you said, get him. Verlander's widely rostered. I was talking to Ben about that. Like he was gone in all of my leagues, which was a massive bummer.
Yeah, I mean he's pitched really well lately.
He's been outstanding, outstanding, dude.
Like kudos, man. I mean kudos to this guy. You just hang. I mean, what does Verlander really have to pitch for anyway? He's got everything.
Kate had that baby, and then he's turned around and went on the IL and pitched great since then. It's been freaking awesome.
Give him a ton of credit for. I mean, he started 0-7, 0-9, something like that.
And he earned most of those. Then he started pitching better. They didn't score runs, and then now they're still not scoring runs, but he's pitching great.
Yeah, credit to brother Ben for firing him up and finishing strong.
Taking on all the Twitter troll heat on that one. All right, that does it. 30 teams, week 27. Any final thoughts on that before we get to our two-step madness?
No. So, I mean, it's still a lot TBD what happens with races, and just keep an eagle eye on the news heading up to FAAB, but also your lineups on Monday and Tuesday, just because so much of this stuff can change, especially next weekend.
Totally agree. All right, two-step time. Again, a lot of this can change as well. For now, Brandon Pfaadt versus the Dodgers at San Diego. Yes.
Yeah, he's just pitching so well, but really it's the Dodgers. That's tough. Tough. But yeah,
agreed, but you're doing it. You already said no to Barnett of the A's at home versus Houston, at home versus Kansas City.
Correct. I'm not doing that.
Chris Sale potentially versus Washington versus Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, probably doesn't throw much against Pittsburgh, but you're throwing Chris Sale no matter what. He's been awesome since he came back.
Yep. Giolito at Toronto versus Detroit, fighting to hang on the postseason.
Maybe in a 15. It's a tough two-step. Do a 15, but not a 12 for Giolito.
I do both. I got him in both. Cade Horton versus the Mets versus St. Louis.
You have to.
Question is, does he pitch Sunday? Because he actually could be in the conversation as their top three pitchers.
Yeah. Could he win? I'm not even up to speed. Could Rookie of the Year be on the line that last weekend? Like something to pitch for?
Potentially, but I think the Cubs care a little more about some other things. But yes, agreed. Because Boyd's been so bad. So it's Shota, Tyon, and Horton would be their top three. That rotation is taking a nosedive.
Don't the Cubs get like a pick if he wins Rookie of the Year?
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, that's true.
So,
good point.
I don't know. I don't even know if he's locked it up. Again, there may be someone who I'm not thinking of who has it. But Cade Horton's second half run, man. I comped it to Jake Arrieta in the Discord earlier this week, and sure enough, it's like the exact same ratios that Arrieta had back in 2015. It's been nuts.
It's impressive.
But you're rolling with Cade Horton no matter what. So
yes, you are. Auto start Brady Singer versus Pittsburgh at Milwaukee. Milwaukee won't be playing for anything, so auto start. Gavin Williams versus Detroit versus Texas.
Yeah, Gavin Williams starting to look a little bit better. Yep.
Yellowstone prequel himself, McCade Brown at Seattle at the Giants.
More walks than strikeouts for McCade Brown.
He's going to trot his horse back to another town. Shane Smith at the Yankees at Washington. He's going to hop on the back of McCade Brown's horse and trot out of town.
Yeah, can't roll Shane Smith in Yankee Stadium. No.
Jack Flaherty at Cleveland at Boston. Let's go.
Automatic.
Yes. One last hurrah for the Discord. A
season
Sunday
saver
at Boston just to fire it up.
Let's do it.
Christian Javier at the A's at the Angels is not as great as it once felt.
No, I mean, there's a ton on the line for Houston, but the Angel start I like, but there's a chance they have something locked up by the Angel start. So I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Cole Reagan's at the Angels, at the A's, as you mentioned earlier, could be not what we think.
Right. Like, if you need ratios, I like the Angel start. I don't know if he throws more than like 70 pitches, and I kind of doubt he goes very long at the A's next weekend. Reagan.
Yeah, I'm throwing him because my other options probably aren't as good, and I hope he gets that A's start. But yes.
Right.
Caden Dana versus KC versus Houston.
No, never Dana.
Ryan Weathers at Philly versus the Mets. I think you do.
Yeah, we talked about it, but yeah, I would do it.
Yep. Freddie Peralta, you're doing it. Don't count on that Sunday start, folks. Well, no, Milwaukee's got to buy. They might. They might throw him for like 3 innings or something.
Exactly, but you're throwing Freddie no matter what.
Yeah. David Peterson at the Cubs at Miami. Yes.
Yes, you're doing that.
Yes. Luis Eel versus the White Sox versus Baltimore. Yes.
I'm doing that as well. The good matchups. Luis Hill's been bad though, dude. Jeez.
Been bad, but a 3.33. He survives. It's annoying.
4% K to walk. This is what he did when he won Rookie of the Year, though. He was bad.
I fade Luis Eel in DFS every time I can.
I guess you're doing it, but
I don't like it. Like I'll have a White Sox stack on Tuesday. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing that.
It's not as nice as it sounds. If you need strikeouts, don't do it.
Correct. Or ratios.
Yeah. Maggie. Look, he's there for wins. That's all he's there for.
Yeah.
Nick Pivetta versus Milwaukee versus Arizona. Yes. Bryce Miller versus Colorado versus the Dodgers. No.
Yes, doing that. You get the Road Rockies and then Dodgers team that who knows, and Seattle will have hopefully a ton to play for that Sunday. Yes.
Hopefully they don't. Means they locked it up already, Ryan.
That's true. That's true.
If you're stressing on Sunday, that means things have gone sour still. Verlander versus St. Louis versus Colorado. I'm a yes.
I'm a yes as well.
McGreevy at the Giants at the Cubs.
No, I just don't think he's that good right now.
Agreed. Ian Seymour at Baltimore at Toronto. Yes.
Yes, I'd like to see more of Ian Seymour.
Touche. Merrill Kelly versus Minnesota at Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, great matchups.
And that, my friend, is the final two-step of the season. All right, did it. 27 weeks of FAAB.
27 weeks times 30 teams. We went through, well, we did 26 technically.
Almost 900.
780 teams over the season.
Yeah. If I was doing 30 times 30, so yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Good times. And do it all again next year. But any final thoughts before we wrap it up here? We have one more week of the regular season. We got the underdog pennant drafts on Tuesday, little weekend preview and some other shenanigans on Thursday. Then the season's over.
Yep. So we'll start talking off-season plans and whatnot sometime next week, maybe on next Thursday's show for what we have in store for right after. But we are not stopping. We will continue to go twice a week, all year long, I should say, as we have the past few years. So just appreciate everyone's support. If you're still listening at this point, we certainly do appreciate. Like if you didn't turn this thing off with the Sean Manaea piggyback, like you guys are diehard, so we appreciate all the
one
feedback.
May say ride or die.
Exactly. And hopefully this has been helpful. Best of luck to all of you out there this final week if you're in the hunt for some hardware. So really appreciate everyone listening and having a good time with us.
Definitely. I echo the sentiments from Mr. Bloomfield over there. Thanks for listening all season. Hopefully you guys are going to get some hardware coming your way by the time things are all said and done. And we have a lot in store coming your way. That's pretty exciting, at least for us. Exciting. Hopefully it's as exciting for you guys as it is for us. As we see each year, we try to add on more, do something different. And when we do the Patreon, the money goes back into the show, folks. So we got some things cooking coming your direction. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. But until next time, make sure you follow Ryan on Twitter at RyanBHQ, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, and on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom. I'm at BD Intric. This is Bubba and the Bloom episode 278. Be careful with your piggybacks. Catch you all next time.